From there, let's jump over to some of the other crease tabs. Various different sizes, right? Just to match exactly the dent you're going after. I always tell my students to think about going back to preschool. We had that box that had a circle, a square, a star, and a triangle, and we matched the shape. That's exactly what we're doing with all these different tabs, is giving ourselves the ability to match the low spot that we're going after. So into these narrow crease tabs, right? Long and short and everything in between, rigid or semi-rigid. All right, so to go a little bit deeper on some of these crease tabs, we've got two more things to talk about. This smaller tab, call it a medium-sized tab. If you see here, it's got a half of a hexagon on the bottom. What that allows that tab to do is, if we're talking about a crease, right, something deep, having that hexagon shape allows you to get right down into the bottom of that crease, so you're affecting the deepest area and allowing it to come up. Another tab, right, in the crease series is this longer one here. Now, why, right, are there only pins in the center? Well, there's only a couple of perfectly flat panels out there in the car world today, right? So the majority of what you're working on has some sort of curve or shape to it. By having the center, we're able to take and put a little bit of flex into that, and it allows it to conform to the shape of the car. Also, as you're pulling, it lets you focus your pull in the center and feather your high spot out off the edges of the tab. Again, it's all this design that everybody looks past that separates the best GPR tools in the world from everybody else. All right, so now let's talk about our flexible crease tab, right? We talked about the other sizes in your rigid and semi-rigid tabs. This flexible tab is really great. This will really let you get down into a deep dent. Now, what I like about this, what I like about a flexible tab, is in teaching and repairing a dent, you always want to go after the deepest point first. That is exactly what this does, right? So these are all dialed in. They're exactly the same height. We get our bar through, and everybody thinks they want to pull individually. When you put that bar through, by default, it actually pulls the deepest point, and then as this comes up, then it grabs 2 pins, and then 5 pins, and then your 6 pins. So as the dent comes up, the tab by design goes deepest to shallowest and allows you to pull up and work through just like that. Now again, making this a universal tab, we can take these loops off and switch to our round pins, right? And work with any system out there to make these great pulls with that crease tab.